Hi! So basically I wanted to make a video explaining if you have a temporary disability like what I had. I tore a ligament in my ankle, and because of that I had to have a cast. When me and Andrew, my fiance, we went to Tokyo, luckily he was able to help me a lot and push my wheelchair, and I wanted to make a video explaining all of the little things that I noticed while we were there, the things that helped. Maybe there were some things that were more difficult, but it would have been a lot easier if I had found a video on YouTube explaining just the general situation out there with handicapped restrooms or taking the subway or anything like that. So I hope this video helps someone out there. I'm on it. Here we go again. Alright, so the next part of the video, we actually went to a museum. I'll try to link everything in the description box, but it was a really great museum. I remember it being not expensive, and there was great elevators and ramps, and it was really accessible by subway. We took a subway there, and it was only like a 3-minute or 4-minute walk from the subway to the museum, and then the area was really pretty. There was a park, so I highly recommend it.
A kitten.
Kitten.
Whoa. So I just got inside a handicap bathroom, and it's so accommodating. There's a toilet with bars everywhere. And then there was a sliding door, so it was easy to get into. We just came out of the museum, and there's these pretty water spouts.
I think this is just a really big park.
It's so pretty. You see everything, like corgis. Ooh! You didn't see the corgi, but it was really cute. It's so pretty. And at the museum, it is handicap approved because they had elevators everywhere. And it was really easy to get on them, and there were ramps and stuff.
Go! 3 ball.
Okay, so something pretty cool that they have at the stations, the train stations and subway stations, is they have these handicap restrooms. Only for handicap. Right now someone's in it because it's red, but I'm here waiting. Almost there, come on.
It's the handle grips
Oh my
that
goodness.
make it hard.
One more. Yum. It's coming. There it is.
Alright, so this next part is just us going to this thing called the Robot Restaurant. We saw it on Klook, and then I also saw it on like different reviews online, but I thought it was okay. I thought that like it was really different and everything, but it was kind of expensive, and then the performance itself was like alright, but it was different, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll link that below too for the name of the place. Alright, so one of the big things that we did when we were there is we went to Disneyland, and it was awesome. It was super handicap accessible. The first thing we did when we went in was we got a wheelchair, and I explained that in the next clip. And there were a couple different options, and they were all different prices. You can actually find it online if you go to their website. They have like a, I forget what it's called, but there's literally like a different tab that you can click on if you need any information, if you have a non-permanent disability or a permanent disability. There's a page for that. And one of the things that I thought was really cool about Disneyland in Tokyo was that when you go on a ride, they give you this little card, and you have to go find someone who works at the ride, and they sign it, and instead of waiting in the line, because you can't stand and wait in the line, they have a time written down on the card, and you just come back. So you can wind up going around, and you can get something to eat, or you can explore or whatever, and then you just come back at that time, and then they'll put you on the ride. It's like a fast pass. Yeah, well, it's just like a fast pass, only you have to have like a little card, and you get to go in the front, and there's little areas where you can go through where you don't have to go on the steps or whatever. Oh, and then another thing that you should keep in mind when you're going there, if you have a disability, is there's different kinds of rides that allow different variations of disability. Like if you have a different variation, then you can or can't go on the ride. So for instance, like for me, I had crutches available. I brought them there, but I also was in a wheelchair. But I was able to stand up and like hop around if there happened to be like a step or two to like get on the ride. But if you're not able to take that step or two, or let's just say like you're confined to your wheelchair, there was rides that you couldn't go on. And so luckily there was a thing online, I think it's on the same tab that I mentioned earlier, where it tells you the rides that you can and can't go on. And then while I'm on this topic also, I would highly recommend getting the app. There's a Disneyland Tokyo app that you can get that will show you where everything is, which is really nice, but you need internet for that. I was lucky enough to have a SIM card because my phone is unlocked, and so that was really easy.
Okay, so we just rented out a wheelchair. Andrew, wait, I want to show it. So the entrance is over here, and then you have to go straight, and then it's at the rentals here. And then there's a push, like the one we have where it has a battery power, and then there's a regular wheelchair, and then there's the ones over here. But I think if you have like a cast on, they won't let you go get the motorized one because you have to swing your leg around. But now we're off. Right now we're in the handicap area for the parade that's gonna happen in like 20 minutes.
It's the grand finale.
And then these last clips is just us on a tour. We saw Mount Fuji, and it was awesome. If you have a cast while you're traveling to Tokyo, it's really accessible with the subways and everything. The one thing I would say though, if you're getting on the subway, is Andrew really had to like push my wheelchair up because there was a ledge and then the platform, and there was like a space in between the ledge and the platform. So a lot of the times he had to push my wheelchair up to get me up. And if I were by myself, I don't know if I could do that by myself. But I do know that if you don't have someone with you and you need to get up on the ledge to get on the subway, there was ramps that the workers there could get for you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's next.
Ooh.